Welcome back to Book Break. Today's video is dedicated to one of my heroes, Barbara Millicent Roberts, i.e. Barbie. Barbie is a feminist icon, she is a fashion icon, she is a film icon, and I'm making this video in celebration of the new Barbie movie coming out. She's also clearly a skincare icon. Seeing as she was 19 when she first burst onto the scene in 1959, that puts her well into her 80s now, but she does not look a day over 21. So she is my icon in many ways, and so I thought I would make this video specially for Barbie, recommending books that I think she would like to read. So Barbie, if you're watching this, these recommendations are for you. Starting with To My Sisters, this is a book written by Renee and Courtney from the To My Sisters podcast, and it is all about the power and importance of female friendship. And we know that Barbie has a lot of friends. She's had a lot of female friends through the years, from Midge to Christy and everyone in between, and so friendships are really important to her. To My Sisters is a guide to building lifelong friendships and nourishing those friendships and finding ways to use your friendships to really truly support each other and help each other grow. It's kind of how you can show up better in your own friendships. And I know all of this is really important to Barbie. When I was growing up, my Barbie probably was my best friend. I also want to recommend Think Like a Breadwinner by Jennifer Barrett, because as well as having a lot of friends, Barbie has also had a lot of jobs. Over 200 jobs, in fact. She has worked at everything from being a babysitter to a judge, to a film producer, to a dolphin trainer, and many more. She also has a fairly affluent lifestyle, so she does need to make a lot of money. So for that reason, I'm recommending Think Like a Breadwinner, which is a manifesto to help women make the most of their money. Because it is true that a lot of us never really got taught the skills to go along with the fact that the world has changed. A lot of women are now the main breadwinner in their household, and yet we never really got taught how to think like a breadwinner, how to do things like negotiate our salary, how to invest our money. Barbie is certainly the breadwinner, and so this book will be very handy for her. Next up, we know that Barbie likes ballet. She has been a ballerina as one of her many jobs. She has starred in The Nutcracker and Swan Lake and more. So we know she likes ballet, so I've got a couple of ballet-themed recommendations, starting with one that isn't out yet, but is coming out in October. So Barbie, you're going to want to pre-order this one, and that is A Treasury of Ballet Stories by Carol Hart and Bryony Mae Smith. This is going to be a gorgeous, illustrated, gifty book of retellings of classic ballet stories. Along the same lines, I also think Barbie would love A Company of Swans by Eva Ibbotson, which is a romance about a ballerina falling in love with an aristocratic exile. So it's this gorgeous, sweeping story of love and ballet and travel and adventure. Barbie has starred in films like Rapunzel, The Princess and the Pauper, so we know she's drawn to a fairy tale, and so for that reason I'm going to recommend the book Fairy Tale by Danielle Steel. And Danielle Steel in general is an author that I think Barbie would love. Danielle Steel is equally fashionable. She is equally hardworking. She's written 190 something books and still going strong in her 70s, and she is equally iconic. So Barbie, I think you and Danielle Steel would get on very well. So I recommend all of her books, but in particular I'm recommending Fairy Tale, which is a Cinderella retelling and sounds right up Barbie's alley. Another Cinderella story of sorts is The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot, the story of a regular teenager who finds out that she is in fact a princess of a small country. Barbie has acted in The Barbie Diaries, and I think she would love The Princess Diaries. It's really fun, really funny, and involves a brilliant makeover scene. And on that note, as a lover of fashion, Barbie, I think you would love the memoir The Way We Wore by Daphne Self. So Daphne Self is another iconic, hardworking woman. She is still modelling well into her 90s and shows no signs of stopping. She is a fantastic, formidable woman, and her memoir is a really fascinating story of her life growing up with the fashion industry. When she started modelling, she said that the fashion scene didn't really exist in the way it does now, so she's really seen it emerge. Next, moving on to dating. While Barbie has had hundreds of careers, she's really just had the one boyfriend, Ken. Other than, of course, she did have that summer fling in 2004 with the Australian guy Blaine, but that was the same year that she ran for president, so she was pretty distracted. So she hasn't had a ton of experience with dating, and if, God forbid, Barbie and Ken end their on-off relationship once more, she might need a bit of help on the modern dating scene. So for that reason, I'm recommending 100 Dates by Angela Aloha. Angela is the psychologist who kissed 100 frogs so you don't have to. She really did go on 100 dates as research for writing this book. In fact, just like Barbie, she had been in a very long relationship, and so when she found herself newly single, the world of online dating was quite new and frightening to her. But in this book, she has now got so much useful advice. So hopefully Barbie will never need this book. Hopefully she and Ken will live a long, happy life together. But just in case, because we do know their relationship has been rocky in the past, I think this is the dating book that Barbie would like best. And it's pink. And for some fiction that Barbie might relate to as someone who has had a lot of people very interested in her love life, I think she would really enjoy How Not to Have an Arranged Marriage by Amir Khan. This is a contemporary story about a man whose mother wants to arrange a marriage for him, as is their tradition, but doesn't know that he has actually already met someone. And while I'm recommending contemporary romances, I also think Barbie would have a lot of fun with The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broker. This is the story of two writers who were a really successful collaborative partnership until something happened and they stopped speaking entirely. However, they still do have one book together on contract, and so they are forced back together one last time to write a manuscript together, and are forced to confront all the reasons why they have completely hated each other for the last 3 years, all while co-writing a romance book. Not the most comfortable of situations. This book has been a TikTok sensation, and I just know that Barbie is on BookTok, so she'll want to read this book and join in. Something that's very important to Barbie is her dream house, and so Barbie, I think you would love Karashi at Home by Marie Kondo. This is the latest book from Marie Kondo. She has adapted and broadened her methods, and so this is about creating your ideal space in which to live your ideal life. It's a really gorgeous, full colour, fully illustrated guide, and I think Barbie would have a lot of fun using this book to help decorate and organise her dream house. And finally, I have one more recommendation, a novel. It's a classic. It's about a funny, timeless, feminist icon just like Barbie. I of course think Barbie would love Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. How could she not? Bridget Jones is a 30-something with a dysfunctional family, a really great group of friends, struggling a little bit in her career, having a slightly rocky love life. There's so many things that Barbie would relate to, and this book is just brilliant. It's so funny. I've actually made a whole video about why Bridget Jones, the character, is my icon, and so I will link to that below. And so I think it is time for my two icons to meet each other. Barbie, you will love Bridget Jones. This will be your new favourite book. So let me know in the comments below which books you would recommend to Barbie and whether you have yet seen the film. I'm so excited for it. I will link here to the video I just mentioned about Bridget Jones. So Barbie, click through and watch that one to back up my recommendation. And I'll see you next time. And he's just Ken.